All right. Hi, everybody. How are you doing? I am coming to you live today to talk about how to keep your fundraising on track this summer without skimping on your vacation time or missing out on fun in the sun, because that's a really important part of summer. So if we haven't met yet, my name is Emma Lewzey. I'm at 𝗕𝗏𝗁 Philanthropy, and I help fundraisers and nonprofits raise more 5, 6, and 7-figure gifts for their amazing missions. So I'm so glad you're able to join me today. So before we start, I want you to let me know if you are watching this live. Let me know where you are watching from. And if you're catching the replay, I want you to drop the hashtag replay below so I know you're here and I can pop back and say hi. All right, so without further ado, I want to get started. This is a very important topic and one that's close to my heart as well. Okay, so I want you to raise your hand if you find it extra difficult to stay focused in general, but also on your fundraising during the summer. I'm part of that group. And I want you to know if you also are finding it challenging to stay focused right now, you are not alone. In fact, I came across a really interesting study from Captivate Network, and they found that workplace productivity dropped by 20% during the summer months, and we're 45% more likely to be distracted in June, July, and August. So I think this is a pretty common challenge for folks. So I just wanted to come to you with some ideas around how to keep your momentum up during July and August, as well as take those breaks that you need to prevent burnout so that you are fresh and effective and capable as possible when you are doing your fundraising. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and get started, and I want to hear from you. Go ahead and drop me a hello below. I'm just making sure that I'm set up here so I can see your comments. All right. Okay, so my first tip for you is to make sure that you are sticking with your plan this summer. Now, a fundraising plan doesn't have to be long and complex and difficult. In fact, if you're not already working from an annual fundraising plan, you can put a really super simple one in place just to help you keep focused over the summer. One of the things I really like to do is just understand and break things down to sort of 90 days to a month to what I'm doing in a week. And I just like to keep it really simple and focus on, okay, what are my top 3 priorities this week? Get those scheduled into my calendar. And doing that can actually be a real relief if you're struggling to stay focused during the summer months, because I think, you know, one of the challenges I always used to face when I worked on the team was just really staying focused and productive when I knew, you know, most of my team was away on vacation at a cottage. So actually knowing what you need to get done during the course of the week can actually be quite a relief if you're trying to stay focused. So that's my first suggestion to you. Stick with your plan. If you don't have a plan, stay small and keep it simple, and just think about what are my priorities for the week and how do those break down and where am I going to schedule them in day by day. So just keeps you focused and stops you from having to make those spur of the moment decisions when you're feeling a little distracted and you might be, you know, you might rather do anything than be sitting at your desk right now. I find that very challenging during these gorgeous summer months, keeping my butt planted in front of my computer at my desk. So, but we'll get to that a little bit more later. So I wanted to share with you my second big opportunity, I think, for you to keep your fundraising on track this summer is just taking the chance to get to know your donors better. And hello, Joe, thanks for watching. So summer is always a great time to get to know your donors better. And now is an even better time to reach out and connect with your donors. If you've been watching any of these videos that I've been making, you'll know that I've been talking a lot about the fact that when I'm speaking with fundraisers, they are saying that it's easier than ever to reach their donors, and it's going to be the same thing this summer. I also find the pace of business even in our new normal right now, the pace of business tends to slow a little bit. People are a little more relaxed. So people will be even easier to reach, I believe, this summer. And it's a great opportunity for you to connect with those donors and get to know them better. So think about keeping that on your radar as well, and just taking that opportunity to maybe land a phone meeting or a video meeting with your donors who are going to be experiencing a little bit of a slower pace this summer. And also, I find a lot of fundraising shops slow down their own pace. So you may, in fact, be dealing with a slightly less crowded market, a slightly less crowded mailbox. So it's a great opportunity for you to take to really stand out from the crowd with your donors, to actively reach out to your donors during the summer and connect with them and get to know them a little better. So my third tip for you to keep your summer fundraising on track is to polish up your skills. I think that summer can be a great opportunity to really dive into that professional development, and there could be no better time than right now, because there really is a wonderful, surplus is the wrong word, there's just a wonderful amount of opportunities out there to do professional development, including if you're on a limited budget. There's a lot of free webinars. I've got a great session coming up with 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝘁𝗲 in August. Stay tuned. That's going to be free and available to you about major gift fundraising and busting all the myths around that. So, you know, 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝘁𝗲 has great offerings. Bloomerang has a lot of great offerings, but I'm sure you can find a great chance for you to do some professional development, whether that is free or is something you've invested in over the course of summer months. And I find that really helps me stay focused and get a little more directed when I'm working on learning programs over the summer. So that's a good opportunity for you if you are experiencing a little bit of downtime, just to polish up those skills and be ready to roll when things pick up again in September. My fourth tip for you to keep your fundraising on track this summer is to think about getting an accountability buddy. This has been huge for me in terms of my work on my business and my own personal development, is having accountability buddies just to help keep me on track and help make sure that I'm meeting the commitments that I've made for myself. In fact, it's something we do on a weekly basis in my Major Gift Master Plan program. We're a couple weeks into the summer session right now, and we have a weekly accountability piece of homework where basically everyone in the program commits to one action that they want to complete that week that's going to move their major gifts forward. And once you share that with other folks, it does tend to keep you more accountable when you've put it out there. So however you find your accountability buddy, whether it's in a structured program or you find a colleague, for example, at another small shop or in your network and do something a bit more informally, having an accountability buddy can be a really super big help to keep your fundraising on track during the summer months. All right, I'm gonna take a pause and sip my water because I have been talking a lot today. Okay, and my final tip for you around staying productive and on track in the summer months is take your vacation. It's so interesting that actually North Americans of 21, this was actually a recent study, I took some notes here, North Americans actually have the lowest amount of paid vacation time of 21 different countries. And we're also the worst at actually taking that small amount of vacation time. So I am here to really be your accountability buddy and tell you, you have to book that vacation time, because it's absolutely crucial to keep your fundraising on track, not only in the summer months, but after as well. If you aren't taking that time off to relax and refresh and recharge, you are going to burn out. It's that simple. So think of it as actually something that's really going towards being more productive in your fundraising and moving towards hitting that target. If you just keep working and working and working and you don't book that vacation time, you're at much higher risk of burnout, which is such which is such a big problem in the nonprofit sector. We have this really bad habit of, having that idea of sacrificing our health for our mission, but that helps nobody. So I really want to encourage you, if you haven't already, go sign up in this video and book that vacation time in, and make sure you take your vacation time so that you're relaxed and refreshed and recharged and ready to go again when you're back in the office. So I practice what I preach. I booked my vacation time, and yeah, I'm going to unplug. And you're not going to see me here. You're not going to hear from me on my email. So I'm really planning on doing that for myself this year as well. And I think there could not be a more important year than this one. 2020 has been stressful in so many ways for all of us. So, even if you're not traveling, as most of us aren't right now, taking that time to really unplug, to shut down your email, to shut down those office responsibilities, and to recharge is so, so important. So go ahead and book that vacation time, and make sure you've prioritized that, and make sure that gets in your calendar before it starts filling up with other responsibilities, because it's already halfway through July. September will be here before we know it. I hate to say it. So anyway, that is all from me. I want to say thank you for watching. And you know what? I'm going to sign off. I'm going to go out and enjoy some of that summer fun I have been talking about. So I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great summer, and get out there and enjoy that sun like I'm going to. All right, my friends, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.